manager, Angela. Angela has a wealth of experience working in many nurseries and preschool settings, not just in the UAE. She is also class-based, so she runs our Oak class, and she is always around to help with any questions either. So what we will talk about today is we'll talk about the classes that we have within nursery and how that runs, what the first couple of weeks will look like when your child joins us, the timings of our nursery, very importantly, what we need you to send in with your child each day, what your child will wear when they come to nursery. We'll talk about how we will communicate with you and how you can communicate with us to make sure that you know everything that's going on. We'll talk a little bit about toileting independence and how that will develop over the year. We'll also mention about sleeping. We'll let you know about food, how we make sure that the children are cared for medically. We'll talk about the school bus in case you're going to use that as a transport option. And then we'll run you through what will happen next up until that first day. So I'm going to hand it over to Angela now, who's going to give you all of the important information. And then I will be on the chat answering any questions if you want to pop those in as we are talking.
Good morning, everybody. Lovely to meet you here. So I will be talking you to the next set of slides. We have 3 classes in our nursery, the Palm class, the Oak class, and the Willow class. Initially, we don't know in which class your child will be and who will be the key teacher, because initially we observe the children, we see who towards whom they are gravitating, and then we make our classes. And we give them the time in the first few weeks to really bond with the adults and the peers. And then we will open the doors more and more, and the children will have access to other classrooms and to the other children in the other classes and all the adults. We start with a staggered start. So for the first 2 weeks, the children will come in for 2 hours. We have 2 slots. One is from 7:30 till 9:30. I'm sure all the parents with siblings in our school will want this slot. So please let us know as early as possible. And the second slot is from 10 till 12 o'clock. Also, if you are planning to use the bus, we will make sure that your child is in the first slot. So any preferences, please let us know, and we will try our best to give you the preferred slot. What do you need to bring when we start? Your child needs a snack or lunch, depending on the slot. Please start straight away from the beginning to label everything. Otherwise, when a spoon or fork gets lost, it's very hard to decide for whose it is and to find it again. We have very little children, so all the food that could pose a choking hazard, please cut it into quarters like grapes, the big blueberries, cherries, cherry tomatoes, send it in already cut. The children need a filled water bottle and also leak-proof, and then also ready spare clothes. Even they're in for just 2 hours, please send us, like, we take as much as you want to send, but at least 3 sets of t-shirt, pants, underwear, and we keep it here at the school. The children will need an additional pair of shoes. We recommend Crocs or something similar that they can independently quickly put on to go outside. We use this also in case of an emergency evacuation, but it's mainly for going outdoors and play in our playground. And then please send us lots and lots of nappies. If your child is not using the toilet yet, we want a big stock of nappies and wet wipes. And everything you're sending in, please label, label, label. From week 3, we then start with the full hours as per your package. The doors open at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we recommend that you are in the latest by 7:50 because we don't want a quick handover. We want to give you all the time, have a touch point, talk to you, and nicely take your child over, not have them pushed into the classroom last minute. By 8 o'clock, the doors are then closing. Of course, it can happen once in a while that you're running late. Then please go directly to our primary reception and somebody will let us know that your child has arrived. And as soon as we can, we will come and collect your child. Pickup timings are then based on your package. So it could be the 12:30 package, doors open at 12:20 and close at 12:40. If you have a sibling in FS in our school, we give you an extra hour, a grace period, so that parents don't have to come and go and come and go. So then the pickup is from 1:20 till 1:40, and for 3 o'clock, it's from 2:40 till 3. And then if you have the 4 o'clock package, anytime between 3 and 4. The doorbell is only used between 3 and 4 p.m. Otherwise, the door will automatically open as during the pickup times. And please have a little think about who will pick up your child. We can only hand over your child to an adult. If it's anybody else, make sure they get the yellow lanyard from our reception. And then during full-time hours, it's all the same. You just need the beddings if your child has a nap, a sheet that fits a 120 centimeter long mattress, and a blanket, and just bring it in a cloth or paper bag. All labeled, please, please, please. This is our uniform. You get it at Threads. We have the t-shirt, the dress, and to be honest, if your child is okay with both sets, I know the girls, they love our dress, but for running and climbing, the t-shirt and the skirts prove to be much more practical, but of course the dress is also fine. All our communication goes through Seesaw. That's a platform that we use to send you photographs. Every day you will get at least one photograph of your child in the setting. We will first post the photograph, and then in the afternoon we have time to put some comments that we will add. And Seesaw has also a messenger very similar to WhatsApp, where you can drop us a quick message if your child is not coming in on a day or you have any other questions. Please bear in mind that we are with your children during the morning, and sometimes it takes us till afternoon to read the messages. If there's anything urgent, please call the school directly, and they will make sure we will receive the message. Toilet independence. Some children are ready to use the toilet, others are still in nappies. Please send us enough pull-ups in. Please not the nappies with the Velcro. We only want pull-ups because we straight away get into the routine of pulling it down like an underwear, going to the toilet, and then they get a fresh pull-up. By mid-October, we will start touching base with parents if we are ready to do the toilet independence process. And we will work closely together to get your child independent. Children going on the bus, of course, we can give them the nappy because it's a long journey. For the first 6 weeks, we keep a very precise record. And then once the children fall into routine, we don't give a precise record anymore, but of course, we know how often your child goes, and you can always ask us. Sleep routine. So some children don't need a nap anymore. They will be taken all together in a room to play, all supervised by our own staff. And the other children who need a nap are taken to our sleep room, a very nice and cozy room where they all get a little cot and they can sleep from about 12:10. We go across. They sleep all by about 12:15, 12:30. And by 2 o'clock, we wake them up. Children who are picked up at 1:30, we will wake them up earlier, so about 1 o'clock, 1:10, but they all get a good hour's sleep. We have a healthy eating policy at our school. Of course, no nuts, no pork, but also no chocolates and chocolate drinks and biscuits. That's not needed in a nursery. Please send in a healthy snack and avoid really those chocolates, because we will take it away and send it back home, and we want to avoid the tears when children don't have the beloved chocolate. So it's easier in a class, it's easier in a group, easier for us here than for you at home to get them to eat their fruits and vegetables. And as I said earlier, please cut all the fruits that could be a choking hazard. Injuries and incidents. Yes, they do happen. I'm honest. There is little bumps, sometimes a little fall, but we have lovely nurses in our nursery clinic. It's just around the corner. We can take your child there. They take care of all the little ouchies that happen and then call you. If we can't reach you, we will write a little note, but we always aim to personally speak to a parent. Please make sure we have really your updated phone number. If it changes during the year, let us know so we are able to reach you at all times. And of course, when you pick up a child that was injured, you can ring the doorbell. Then our nurse will open the door. And same for illnesses. We take the children to our lovely nurses. Any child that has vomited, had diarrhea, any rash that we can't explain, and any temperature from 37.5 degrees, we will call the parent for an immediate pickup. Immediate, of course, as soon as you can get here. We understand that you might have to come across the town. Toys from home. Yes, we understand your child sometimes needs a comforter, especially for nap time. I recommend that that stays in their cubby and we get it out for nap time. But before we have the big meltdown, because in the first term they need that little toy from home, yes, they can bring it in. But I am honest, I cannot promise you that it comes back in the same stage, because the children all share it, they play with each other. I had just a little boy bringing a beautiful car and the wheel broke off, and that caused some tears. So we recommend to keep those own toys at home. And of course, we want to celebrate birthdays. We have a ritual. We do not do birthday parties, but each class has their birthday ritual, and we acknowledge the birthday and make it really special for the child. And mommies and daddies might want to send in a treat. We would like you to send a healthy alternative, so not the cakes and cupcakes and biscuits, but maybe a fruit skewer or a fruit ice lolly, whatever is possible, or even non-eatable items like bubbles or a sticker. And we will put this into the children's bag. So if it's something to eat, it has to be individually wrapped, and we put it into each child's bag, because parents decide if the child is eating it. So we will not eat it in school, it goes back home. If you need the pass, please contact STS and they will guide you and support you, letting you know how it works. And they will then inform us. We have a bus attendant who will bring your child to the nursery in the morning, and one of our own teaching assistants will bring your child into the bus, making sure they are on the correct bus and they're safe. Here's a list of useful contacts. We will share those slides, so you will have them with you. These are all people or departments that you might need to contact during your time at the nursery or your time at the school. What can you do to help prepare your child? You will get a separate document in our welcome pack where you have lots of hints and tips in it. To summarize it, the more confident and positive you are about the start, the easier it is for your child. If you speak very positively, if you make it exciting, and if you bite away those tears that you might have, or parents have often a little wobble when they start, the easier it is for your child. If you are hesitant, then your child gets the message, Mommy or Daddy, I'm not sure if I should be here. So then they're insecure. So the more positive and excited you are, the easier it will be for your child. What is next? You will be invited to an induction session. That's a 20-minute session, an individual session with one of our teachers. And we will email you a parents' questionnaire. I apologize, it's a long questionnaire, but it will help us to have really important information about your child before the start. And then once you had your induction session, you will receive our welcome message, our welcome note that has all the information that I just mentioned in this Zoom meeting in there. And we will send you more important documents like who are the teachers, what is a generic timetable, the uniform guide, the parents' handbook. Everything will be sent in our welcome email. We are also on social media. We have a school Insta page, but we have also a separate one for our nursery. Please do visit it. You will see the things that we are doing. It gives you a first impression. Give us a like. We would love it. Yes, and I think I have reached the end. And we can now, I go back maybe and leave this on, and we can address any questions on the chat. Anything left, Miss Rebecca, to address?
Just answering one now. Thank you. That was a great question. I'm just going to check through the chat and see if we've got any more that have come through. If you want to give us a preference for a staggered start, feel free to send an email to either me or to Angela. I can just pop our email addresses back up on the screen there, or you can put them in the chat here and we'll take note of those. Answered the question about staggered starts. And in terms of a catering service for children in nursery, that's not something that we are able to offer for children in nursery. That's just due to some health and safety standards around the food that we can serve to children under 3. However, we've worked really closely with our parents this year to find out what works in terms of ensuring that the children can still have hot food. And the feedback that we got from our parents was if we just use the vacuum flask, if that is packed hot in the morning, that works well for the meal times that the children are in school. So thank you so much for your time this morning. We are so excited at this point about the start of the new academic year, and we're really just looking forward to meeting you all and getting to know your children. As Angela said, the next most important thing now is to get your assessment booked in. That's your one-to-one session to make sure that we know absolutely everything about your child before they start. Please don't worry if you are not arriving to Dubai until the other end of the summer vacation, so you can't get that in now. Angela has set up the system, so we've got assessment sessions during some dates in August, so we can make sure that that happens before your child's first day. I'm going to thank you again for your time, and I've got no more questions coming through on the chat. So I will say thank you and let you all carry on with your day. Many thanks for joining us this morning.